You're watching Cold Blood Empire Original Story Part 2. They thought breaking my body would end me. They didn't know my wolf was listening. Because the moment I stepped back into their world, not as the Omega they whipped, not as the mate they rejected, but as the storm they would never forget, every alpha froze. Every lie cracked, and the mate who whipped me realized something terrifying. I didn't come back for forgiveness. I came back to make them remember what they did to the wrong wolf. And when my wolf finally rose, the pack had seconds to choose. Bow or bleed. So tell me what happens when the alpha who broke you realizes you're stronger than his crown. Welcome back, lovely, before we dive back in. If you're here for part 2, it means Ariana's story grabbed you by the throat and wouldn't let go. I'm working towards building 10,000 subscribers. And if Ariana's story is already pulling at your heart, please subscribe to Cold Blood Empire. Smash the like button and drop a comment telling me where you're watching from, because what Ariana becomes after this will change everything. And do you think Ariana should forgive Braylon or make him pay? Every comment helps build this empire. Now let's go back to the moment Ariana decided to remind them all who she really is. Chapter 1. The Alpha Gathering was held in neutral territory, a sprawling estate that belonged to no pack, protected by ancient law and older magic. Alphas from 12 territories would attend. Warriors, elders, betas, and one uninvited Omega who was no longer just an Omega. Ariana stood at the edge of the forest, staring at the estate in the distance. Torches lit the grounds. Music drifted through the night air. Laughter echoed. They were celebrating. While she had bled, while she had suffered, while she had been torn apart, her wolf growled low in her chest. Let us remind them what pain feels like. Not yet, Ariana whispered. First let them see us. She wore a dress Cecilia had brought her weeks ago, deep midnight blue that hugged her curves and fell to her ankles. Simple, elegant, powerful. Her scars were hidden beneath the fabric, but she felt them. Every mark, every lash, every moment Braylon chose his crown over her heart. She would never forget, and neither would he. Ariana took a deep breath and stepped out of the forest. The guards at the entrance tensed when they saw her. Name and pack, one of them said. Ariana Perez, she said calmly. Former Savage Pack. The guards exchanged glances. They had heard the stories. Everyone had. You're not on the guest list, the second guard said. I don't need to be, Ariana replied, her voice steady and cold. Tell Alpha Landry Bird that I've arrived. He'll vouch for me. The first guard hesitated, then nodded to his companion, who disappeared into the estate. Ariana waited. Her wolf was vibrating with anticipation. They're going to stare. Let them, Ariana said softly. Minutes later, Landry appeared at the entrance, grinning like he'd just won a territorial dispute. You came, he said. You invited me, Ariana replied. I did, Landry said, but I wasn't sure you'd actually show. He gestured to the guards. She's with me. The guards stepped aside. Landry offered his arm. Shall we make an entrance? Ariana took it. Let's. They walked through the grand doors together. The gathering was held in a massive hall with vaulted ceilings and chandeliers that glittered like captured stars. Wolves filled the space, alphas in their finest clothes, lunas draped in jewels, warriors standing at attention along the walls. The moment Ariana entered, the room went quiet, not gradually. Instantly, every conversation stopped. Every head turned, every eye locked on her. Ariana felt the weight of their stares, but she didn't flinch. She walked with her head high, her spine straight, her expression calm. Look at us, her wolf purred. Look at what they tried to break. Whispers started immediately. Is that the Omega from Savage Territory? I heard she nearly killed her alpha. Her wolf is supposed to be impossible. Ariana ignored them all. Her eyes scanned the room until they found him. Braylon. He stood near the center of the hall, surrounded by other alphas. And the moment their eyes met, everything else disappeared. Braylon looked like he'd been struck by lightning. His face went pale. His drink slipped from his hand, shattering on the marble floor. No one noticed. Everyone was too busy staring at Ariana. She held his gaze for 3 seconds. 3 seconds that felt like an eternity. Then she looked away, as if he meant nothing, as if he was just another face in the crowd. Landry chuckled beside her. You just broke him all over again. Good, Ariana said quietly. They moved deeper into the hall. Alphas parted to let them through, their expressions ranging from curiosity to suspicion to something that looked like fear. They're afraid of us, her wolf said with satisfaction. They should be, Ariana murmured. Landry led her to a quieter corner, where several alphas and their mates were gathered. May I introduce Ariana Perez? Landry said with exaggerated formality. Formerly of the Savage Pack, currently a free wolf. An elegant Luna with silver hair smiled warmly. We've heard much about you. All terrible, I'm sure, Ariana said. Luna laughed. On the contrary, you're something of a legend. Legends are just stories people tell when the truth is too uncomfortable, Ariana replied. Then tell us the truth, another alpha said. He was older, with kind eyes. What really happened that night? Ariana looked at him directly. I was innocent, she said simply, and they punished me anyway. The group fell silent. The moon's tear was found in Elder Ensley's chamber. The silver-haired Luna said softly, We know you were framed. Knowing doesn't change what happened, Ariana said. It doesn't erase the scars. No, Luna agreed. But it changes how we see those who caused them. Ariana glanced across the hall. Braylon was still staring at her. His expression was a mess of emotions. Pain, regret, longing, desperation. She felt none of it through the bond anymore. She had finally severed it completely 3 weeks ago. The process had been excruciating, like tearing out her own heart, but necessary, because she would never be free as long as that connection remained. The evening progressed. Ariana moved through the gathering like a queen, not a rejected Omega. Alphas approached her cautiously, asking questions, testing her. She answered with grace and steel. Several Lunas sought her out, their curiosity genuine. One, a young Luna named Patricia from the Northern Ridge Pack, pulled her aside. How did you survive it? Patricia asked quietly. The rejection, the pain. How did you not break? Ariana studied with her. Patricia's eyes held shadows that Ariana recognized. Are you asking for yourself? Ariana said gently. Patricia's composure cracked slightly. My mate. He doesn't see me. Not really. I'm just a tool for alliances. A pretty decoration. Then stop being a decoration, Ariana said. Be a storm. It's not that simple. It never is, Ariana interrupted. But neither is living half a life, pretending you don't deserve more. Patricia's eyes filled with tears. You make it sound easy. It's not easy, Ariana said. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. But it was worth it. Because now, when I look in the mirror, I recognize myself. Patricia squeezed her hand. Thank you. As Patricia walked away, Ariana felt her wolf's satisfaction. We're helping others find their strength, one Omega at a time, Ariana whispered. The formal announcements began. Alphas took turns addressing the gathering, discussing territorial agreements, trade routes, and security concerns. Ariana found it all remarkably boring, until Braylon stepped forward to speak. The room quieted immediately. He looked composed now, his alpha mask firmly in place, but Ariana could see the tension in his shoulders, the way his hands clenched at his sides. The Savage Pack has weathered challenges this year, Braylon began, his voice steady. We've faced internal conflict, external threats, and losses that have tested our unity. He paused. His eyes found Ariana across the room. We've made mistakes, he continued, and everyone knew he wasn't talking about territorial disputes anymore. Grave mistakes, mistakes that cost us something precious. Ariana's expression didn't change. But we're committed to learning from those mistakes, Braylon said. To be better. To honor those we've wronged. Pretty words, a voice called out. Everyone turned. It was Javier Gonzalez, no. Ariana corrected herself, she'd been confused before. This was actually Wallace Morris, Braylon's cousin, the one who had offered her an alliance months ago. Wallace stood casually near the back of the hall, a slight smile on his face. But pretty words don't heal scars, do they, Alpha Braylon? Wallace continued. The room tensed. Braylon's jaw tightened. No, they don't. Then what does? Wallace challenged. Braylon looked directly at Ariana. Time, he said quietly, and proving every single day that you've changed. And if the person you wronged never gives you that time? Wallace pressed. Then you live with it, Braylon said. And you become better anyway. Not for them, but because it's right. The hall was silent. Ariana felt dozens of eyes on her, waiting for her reaction. She gave them nothing, just stood there, calm and untouchable. After a moment, the gathering moved on. Later, as wolves began to mingle and dance, Ariana slipped outside to the gardens. She needed air, space, a moment away from all the stares and whispers. The gardens were beautiful terraced lawns, flowering trees, a fountain that glittered in the moonlight. Ariana walked to the fountain and sat on its edge. She closed her eyes and listened to the water. I knew you'd come here. Ariana didn't open her eyes. She had felt him approaching through the severed bond, not the connection itself, but the absence of it, like a phantom limb. You followed me, she said flatly. I had to, Braylon said. You won't let me near you otherwise. Ariana opened her eyes and looked at him. He stood several feet away, his hands in his pockets, looking more vulnerable than she'd ever seen him. You look beautiful, he said quietly. Don't, Ariana said. Don't what? Don't try to charm me, Ariana said. Don't act like we're anything other than strangers now. Braylon flinched. We're not strangers, we're nothing, Ariana interrupted. We're nothing. I made sure of it when I severed the bond. The pain that flashed across Braylon's face was visceral. You severed it, he whispered. 3 weeks ago, Ariana confirmed. It took days. It felt like dying. But I did it. Why? Braylon asked, his voice breaking. Because I needed to be free, Ariana said simply. Free of you. Free of the pack. Free of the Omega who thought love was enough. Braylon stepped closer. Ariana, stay back, Ariana commanded, and power rippled in her voice. Braylon froze. His alpha instincts warred with his desperation. But the alpha won. He stopped moving. I miss you, he said desperately. Every day, every moment. I miss you so much it's killing me. Then die, Ariana said coldly. Braylon looked like she'd struck him. I don't mean that, Ariana said after a moment, her voice softening slightly. But you need to understand I can't be your salvation. I can't be the one who makes you feel better about what you did. I'm not asking you to, Braylon said. Yes, you are, Ariana said. You're asking me to forgive you so you can forgive yourself. But that's not my responsibility. What is your responsibility? Braylon asked quietly. Myself, Ariana said. My healing, my future. That's it. Braylon was silent for a long moment. You've changed, he finally said. You made sure of that, Ariana replied. I know, Braylon said. And I'll never forgive myself for it. Good, Ariana said. You shouldn't. She stood and started to walk past him. Braylon caught her wrist, gently, so gently. Please, he whispered. Just tell me, is there any chance? Any possibility that someday... No, Ariana said, and she pulled her wrist free and walked away. Chapter 2. Ariana didn't return to the gathering. Instead, she walked through the gardens until she found a secluded grove at the edge of the estate. She sat beneath an ancient oak and let herself feel. Not pain, not grief, just emptiness. The bond was gone, truly gone. She had expected to feel relief, and she did, but she also felt the loss. Not Braylon specifically, but of what could have been, of the future she had imagined, of the love she had believed in. We did the right thing, her wolf said softly. I know, Ariana whispered. Then why do we feel sad? Because endings are always sad, Ariana said, even necessary ones. Footsteps approached, not Braylon this time, someone lighter. Cecilia emerged from the shadows. I've been looking everywhere for you, she said, sitting beside Ariana. How did you get here? Ariana asked, surprised. Braylon brought several pack members as his delegation, Cecilia explained. He hoped. Well, he hoped you'd talk to him if I was here. That's manipulative, Ariana said. That's desperate, Cecilia corrected. He's falling apart, Ariana. The pack is barely holding together. He won't eat, won't sleep, won't— Stop, Ariana said. I can't hear this. Why not? Cecilia asked gently. Because it makes me feel guilty, Ariana admitted. And I refuse to feel guilty for choosing myself. Cecilia was quiet for a moment. I'm not here to guilt you, she finally said. I'm here to tell you that whatever you decide, I support you. If you never want to see Braylon again, that's your right. If you decide to give him another chance, that's also your right. What would you do? Ariana asked. Cecilia considered the question carefully. Honestly, I don't know, she said. But I know that you're not the same person who stood at that altar. You're stronger now, wiser. Whatever decision you make, it'll be the right one for you. Ariana leaned her head on Cecilia's shoulder. I missed you, she said. I missed you too, Cecilia replied, hugging her. The pack isn't the same without you. The pack never wanted me, Ariana said. They do now, Cecilia said. Now that they've seen what you're capable of. Now that they understand what they lost. Too late, Ariana said. Maybe, Cecilia agreed, but maybe not. The next morning, Ariana woke to chaos. Shouts echoed through the estate, warriors running, panic. Ariana dressed quickly and stepped outside. Wolves were gathering in the main courtyard. Landry found her immediately. We have a problem. What kind of problem? Ariana asked. A rogue army, Landry said grimly. At least 50 wolves. They've surrounded the estate. Ariana's blood went cold. Why? She asked. Because you're here, a voice said. Ariana turned. A stranger stood behind her, an older wolf with scarred features and cold eyes. Who are you? Ariana demanded. Silas Kane, he said. Former beta of the Savage Pack. Ariana frowned. I've never heard of you. That's because I was exiled, Silas said, 20 years ago, for challenging Braylon's father. What does that have to do with me? Ariana asked. Silas smiled, and it was not a kind expression. Because I've been building an army, he said. An army of rogues. Wolves who were rejected by their packs. Cast out. Forgotten. Ariana's stomach twisted. And when I heard about you, Silas continued, the Omega who was whipped and rejected by her own mate, I knew you'd be perfect. Perfect for what? Ariana asked, though she already knew the answer. To lead them, Silas said. To be their queen. To help me destroy every pack that ever cast out a wolf in need. Ariana stared at him. You're insane, she said. I'm a visionary, Silas corrected. And you have a choice. Join me willingly, and I'll let everyone in this estate live. Refuse, and my rogues will tear through this gathering like paper. Landry stepped forward. You're surrounded by alphas. You won't survive this. Neither will you, Silas said calmly. My wolves are willing to die for this cause. Are yours? The question hung in the air. Ariana's wolf snarled. He's using us, weaponizing our pain. I'm not your weapon, Ariana said coldly. Silas's expression hardened. Then you're my enemy. He raised his hand, and the attack began. Rogues poured into the courtyard from all sides. Warriors shifted immediately, forming defensive lines. But there were too many rogues. Too fast. Too vicious. Ariana shifted without thinking, her silver wolf emerging in a burst of power. She fought alongside Landry, taking down rogues with brutal efficiency. But for every one they killed, 2 more appeared. Across the courtyard, Ariana saw Braylon fighting. He was magnificent, powerful, fast, lethal. But even he was being overwhelmed. A massive rogue tackled him from behind. Braylon went down. And Ariana's wolf reacted before her mind could catch up. She launched across the courtyard, faster than she'd ever moved, and slammed into the rogue. Her jaws closed around its throat. It died instantly. Braylon stared up at her, shocked. Don't just lie there, Ariana's wolf snarled at him. Get up and fight. Braylon scrambled to his feet, and together, they fought. just like they had 3 months ago during the first rogue attack, moving in perfect sync, anticipating each other's moves, protecting each other's flanks. For a few moments, Ariana forgot about the betrayal, forgot about the pain. She just fought, beside her mate, the way it should have always been. The battle raged for what felt like hours, but was probably only minutes. Finally, the rogues began to retreat, not because they were losing, but because Silas called them off. He stood at the edge of the courtyard, completely calm despite the carnage. "This was just a warning," he called out. "Next time, I won't be so merciful." His eyes found Ariana. "Think about my offer," he said. "You could end all of this. You could save them." Then he disappeared into the forest, his rogues following. The courtyard fell silent, except for the groans of the injured. Ariana shifted back, breathing hard. Her body was covered in blood, some hers, most not. Braylon shifted beside her. They didn't speak, just stood there, side by side, staring at the destruction. Finally, Braylon said, "You saved me." "I saved myself," Ariana corrected. "You were just in the way." But her wolf whispered, "Liar. If you felt that battle in your bones, if Ariana's choice is tearing you apart, then you're exactly where you need to be. Tell me how you're feeling now." Chapter 3. The gathering was over. Alphas left quickly, taking their wounded with them, their faces grim. The neutral estate that had been filled with music and laughter now looked like a battlefield. Ariana helped with the healing efforts. Using skills her wolf had somehow given her an instinctive knowledge of herbs, of pack medicine, of how to stop bleeding and ease pain. The healers welcomed her gratefully. No one questioned her presence anymore. She had fought for them, bled for them. That made her pack, even if she claimed no pack as her own. Braylon watched her from across the courtyard. He kept his distance, but his eyes never left her. Landry approached him. "You need to say something." "She won't listen," Braylon said. "Try anyway," Landry said. "Because that rogue Silas, he's not going to stop. He'll come for her again, and next time, we might not be ready." Braylon's jaw tightened. "I know. Then stop standing here feeling sorry for yourself and talk to her," Landry said bluntly. Night fell. Ariana sat alone in a small chamber the estate had provided for her. She had bathed, washing away the blood and dirt. Her wounds were already healing another gift from her newly awakened wolf. She heard the knock before he spoke. "It's me," Braylon said through the door. "May I come in?" Ariana considered saying no, but they needed to talk. About Silas. About the rogues. About what came next. "Fine," she said. Braylon entered, closing the door behind him. He looked exhausted, like he'd aged 10 years in the past few hours. "Thank you," he said, "for fighting, for staying." "I didn't stay for you," Ariana said. "I know," Braylon said. "You stayed because it was right. That's who you are." Ariana said nothing. Braylon sat in the chair across from her, careful to keep distance between them. "Silas Kane was exiled before I became Alpha," Braylon said. "He challenged my father's authority and lost. He should have died, but my father showed mercy. Mercy that came back to haunt you," Ariana said. "Yes," Braylon agreed. "And now he wants you, because you're powerful, because you're proof that the pack system is broken." "He's not wrong," Ariana said quietly. Braylon looked at her. "What?" "The pack system is broken," Ariana said. "Omegas are treated like servants. Wolves are rejected for being different. Power matters more than truth." "I know," Braylon said. "And I want to change that, but not through violence, not through becoming what Silas wants us to be." "What does he want us to be?" Ariana asked. "Monsters," Braylon said simply. Ariana was quiet for a long moment. "You're afraid I'll join him," she said. "Are you?" Braylon asked, and his voice cracked. "Are you so angry at me, at the pack, that you'd join a rogue army?" Ariana met his eyes. 3 months ago, maybe, she admitted, when I was broken and bleeding and furious. But now, she shook her head. "Now I know that revenge doesn't heal anything," Ariana said. "It just creates more pain. More broken wolves." Braylon's shoulders sagged with relief. "Thank the moon," he whispered. "But that doesn't mean I forgive you," Ariana added. and it doesn't mean I'm coming back." The relief disappeared from Braylon's face. "I understand," he said quietly. "Do you?" Ariana challenged. "Because you keep looking at me like you think if you just say the right words, I'll forget everything and fall back into your arms." "I don't think that," Braylon said. I hope so, even when I shouldn't." Ariana stood and walked to the window. The moon was full again, always watching, always silent. "Hope is a dangerous thing," she said softly. "It's the only thing keeping me alive," Braylon admitted. Ariana turned to look at him. Really look. He was broken too, not in the same way she had been, but broken nonetheless. And part of her, the part that still remembered loving him, ached for that brokenness. But she couldn't fix him. That was his journey, just like healing was hers. "You need to leave," Ariana said gently. Braylon nodded. "I know." He stood but hesitated at the door. "For what it's worth," he said, "you're the strongest wolf I've ever known. Stronger than any alpha, stronger than me." He left before she could respond, and Ariana stood alone, staring at the moon. "He spoke the truth," her wolf said. "It doesn't change anything," Ariana replied. "Doesn't it?" Ariana didn't answer. Chapter 4. The next morning, Ariana made a decision. She would return to the savage territory, not as Braylon's mate, not as Luna, but as herself. She had unfinished business there. Wolves who had supported her, Omegas who needed to see that change was possible, and a pack that needed to learn what happened when they broke the wrong wolf. She found Braylon in the courtyard, preparing to leave with his delegation. "I'm coming back," she said without preamble. Braylon froze. "What?" "To savage territory," Ariana clarified. "But not for you. For them. For the Omegas. For every wolf who's been made to feel less than." Hope flared in Braylon's eyes. "You're coming home." "I'm coming back," Ariana corrected. "There's a difference." "I'll take it," Braylon said quickly. "Whatever terms you want. Whatever boundaries you need. Just thank you." "Don't thank me yet," Ariana said, "because I'm going to change everything, and you're going to help me." "Anything," Braylon said. "I want the Omega laws revised," Ariana said. "No more treating us like servants. No more denying us positions of power. No more silence." Braylon exhaled slowly. "The elders won't accept this easily," he said. "Some will fight it. Some may walk away. But I'll force it through anyway, even if it costs me their loyalty." I want a voice in pack decisions," Ariana continued. "Not as Luna. As for myself. As an equal." "Yes," Braylon said. "And I want my own space," Ariana said. "My own chamber. Far from yours. We are not mates. We are not together. We are working toward the same goal." Braylon's face fell slightly, but he nodded. "I understand," he said. "Do you?" Ariana asked. "Because this isn't me coming back to you. This is me coming back to spite you." "I understand," Braylon repeated. "And I'll prove to you every day that I've changed, even if you never give me another chance." Ariana studied him. He meant it. She could see it in his eyes. "Then let's go," she said. The journey back to savage territory took 2 days. Ariana traveled separately from Braylon's delegation, accompanied only by Cecilia and Landry, who had insisted on escorting her. When they reached the border, wolves were waiting. Not warriors. Omegas, at least 20 of them, standing in a line, their faces hopeful and scared and determined. Patricia, the young woman Ariana had spoken to at the gathering, stepped forward. "We heard you were coming back," Patricia said, "and we wanted to be the first to welcome you home." Ariana's throat tightened. "Thank you," she said. "No," Patricia said. "Thank you. For showing us that we don't have to be silent anymore." The other Omegas nodded, their eyes shining. Ariana looked at them, these wolves who had been invisible their entire lives, just like she had been. "Then let's make some noise," Ariana said, and together, they walked into savage territory, not as servants, but as equals. The pack gathered in the ceremonial clearing when they heard Ariana had returned, the same clearing where she had been whipped, where she had bled, where she had been broken. Ariana stood at the center now, her head high, her wolf radiating power. Braylon stood beside her, but slightly behind, acknowledging that this moment was hers. The pack stared, some with guilt, some with awe, some with fear. Elder Keith Garrett stepped forward, looking older and more tired than Ariana remembered. "Ariana Perez," he said, his voice carrying across the clearing. "You have returned." "I have," Ariana said simply. "As Luna?" Keith asked. "As myself," Ariana corrected. "As a free wolf who chooses to be here. Not because of a bond, not because of a ceremony, but because this pack needs to change, and I intend to help make that change happen." Murmurs rippled through the crowd. "The elders have argued for days about your return," Keith said carefully. Some walked out, some threatened to step down, but the reforms passed. "Reforms?" Ariana repeated, her voice sharp. "You mean rights. Basic rights that should have existed all along." Keith flinched slightly but nodded. "Yes, rights." "Then say it," Ariana demanded. "Say that omegas are equal. Say that strength comes in many forms. Say that this pack was wrong." Keith looked uncomfortable, but he said it. "This pack was wrong," he announced. "We failed Ariana Perez. We failed our omegas. And we will do better. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't enough. But it was a start." Ariana turned to the crowd. "I came back because I believe in second chances," she said. "Not for Braylon, not for the elders, but for all of you. For the omegas who are still afraid to speak. For the wolves who think they're too weak to matter." Her voice grew stronger. "I came back to show you that strength isn't about dominance," Ariana continued. "It's about surviving what should have destroyed you. It's about rising when everyone expects you to stay down. It's about refusing to be silent when silence is what they want." The omegas in the crowd stood straighter. "I will not be your Luna," Ariana said, "but I will be your voice. And together we will make sure no omega ever bleeds the way I did." The clearing erupted in howls, not from the alphas, not from the warriors, but from the omegas, the ones who had finally found their voice. If Ariana's return hit you hard, if you felt that power rising, then welcome to the Cold Blood Empire. Subscribe, like, and comment. What should Ariana do about Silas? Chapter 5. Ariana's first week back was chaos. She established herself in a chamber in the East Wing far from Braylon's quarters, close to the Omega residences. She held daily meetings with Omegas, listening to their concerns, their fears, their dreams. She challenged pack laws, questioning why certain rules existed, demanding evidence, refusing to accept tradition as an answer. The elders were horrified. The warriors were confused. The Omegas were inspired. And Braylon watched it all with something that looked like pride and heartbreak mixed together. One evening, Ariana was in her chamber reviewing notes when Braylon knocked. "Come in," she said without looking up. He entered, carrying a tray with dinner. "You missed the evening meal," he said. "Again." "I was working," Ariana replied. "You're always working," Braylon said, setting the tray on her desk. "You need to eat." Ariana finally looked up. Braylon looked tired but determined. He had been true to his word, keeping his distance, supporting her work, never pushing for more. It should have made things easier. Instead, it made everything harder. Because Ariana could see the change in him, the way he listened now, the way he questioned his own assumptions, the way he put the pack's needs above his pride. He was becoming the alpha he should have been all along, and part of her noticed and deliberately did not act on it. "Thank you," Ariana said, taking the tray. Braylon nodded and turned to leave. "Wait," Ariana said. He stopped. "How's the investigation into Silas going?" she asked. "Slowly," Braylon admitted. "He's been building his rogue army for years. We're trying to track his movements, but he's careful." "He'll come back," Ariana said. "For me. I won't let him take you," Braylon said fiercely. "I'm not yours to protect," Ariana reminded him. "I know," Braylon said. "But I'll protect you anyway. Not because you're my mate, because you're my responsibility. Because I failed you once, and I won't fail you again." Ariana's chest tightened. "You can't promise that," she said softly. "I can try," Braylon said. They stared at each other for a long moment. The bond was severed, but something else remained. Not love, not quite, but understanding, respect, the possibility of something new. "Good night, Ariana," Braylon said quietly. "Good night," she replied, and he left. Ariana sat alone, staring at the food, her appetite gone. "He's changing," her wolf observed. "I know," Ariana whispered. "Does it matter?" "I don't know," Ariana admitted. 2 weeks later, Silas made his move. It was midnight when the howls started. Ariana woke instantly, her wolf on alert. "Rogues," her wolf snarled. Ariana shifted and raced outside. The pack was already mobilizing warriors, taking defensive positions, Omegas being ushered to safety. But something was wrong. These rogues weren't attacking. They were surrounded, creating a perimeter, waiting. Ariana shifted back and grabbed a warrior. "What's happening?" "They're demanding you," the warrior said. "Silas is here. He wants to talk." Ariana's blood ran cold. Braylon appeared, already shifted, his massive brown wolf radiating fury. He shifted back. "You're not going out there." "He's not attacking," Ariana said. "He's negotiating." "It's a trap," Braylon said. "Maybe," Ariana agreed. "But if I don't talk to him, he'll attack, and wolves will die." "Then we fight," Braylon said. "No," Ariana said firmly. "Not yet. Let me talk to him first." "Ariana, trust me," Ariana said. Braylon looked agonized, but he nodded. "I'm coming with you," he said. "Fine," Ariana said. "But let me do the talking." They walked through the territory together. Braylon stayed slightly behind Ariana, a show of respect, not submission. The rogues parted to let them through. At the edge of the territory, Silas waited. He looked exactly as he had at the gathering calm, confident, dangerous. "Ariana," he greeted. "I'm glad you agreed to meet." "I didn't agree to anything," Ariana said. "I'm here to tell you to leave." Silas smiled. "Direct. I like that." He gestured to the rogues surrounding them. "I could take this territory tonight, kill every alpha, free every omega, start a new world order. Then why haven't you?" Ariana challenged. "Because I wanted to give you one more chance," Silas said. "Join me, Ariana. Lead with me. Show these broken wolves what real freedom looks like." "What you're offering isn't freedom," Ariana said. "It's revenge masquerading as justice." "And what are you doing?" Silas countered. "Trying to reform a system that's rotten at its core? That's not justice. That's a compromise." "It's progress," Ariana said. "It's not enough," Silas said. "You know it's not enough. You've seen how they treat Omegas, how they treated you. They whipped you, Ariana, in front of everyone. And now you're trying to work with them?" Ariana felt her wolf snarl, but she kept her voice steady. "I came back to change things," Ariana said. "Don't destroy them. There's a difference." "Is there?" Silas asked. "Or are you just afraid of your own power?" Ariana stepped closer to him. "I'm not afraid of anything anymore," she said quietly. "Not you. Not them. Not myself. I know exactly who I am. And I'm not a weapon for your war." Silas's expression hardened. "Then you're an obstacle," he said. "So remove me," Ariana challenged. Silas studied her. Then he laughed. "You're magnificent," he said. "Truly. It's almost a shame you're on the wrong side." "I'm on my own side," Ariana corrected. "Then we're enemies," Silas said simply. "I suppose we are," Ariana agreed. Silas signaled his rogues. They retreated into the forest. "This isn't over," Silas called back. "I'll give you 1 month to reconsider. After that, I'm coming for this pack, and I won't show mercy." Then he was gone. Ariana stood in the darkness, breathing hard. Braylon came up beside her. "You handled that perfectly," he said quietly. "I just made an enemy of the most dangerous rogue alpha in the territory," Ariana said. "You also showed him you're not afraid," Braylon said. "That matters." Ariana looked at him. In the moonlight, he looked like the wolf she had first fallen in love with. Strong, noble, worthy. "We need to prepare," Ariana said. "He'll come back. and next time he'll bring everything. Then we'll be ready, Braylon said, and together they walked back to the pack. Chapter 6. The month passed faster than Ariana expected. She spent every day preparing, training the Omegas to fight, strengthening the pack's defenses, meeting with neighboring alphas to form alliances. Braylon worked beside her, never questioning her decisions, always supporting her vision. They didn't talk about what they had been, only about what they were building. And somehow, in the absence of the mate bond, something else grew. Partnership, trust, understanding. One night, 3 days before Silas's deadline, Ariana found Braylon on the training grounds. He was alone, practicing forms, his movements sharp and precise. She watched him for a moment before speaking. "You're worried," she said. Braylon paused and turned to her. "Yes," he admitted. "About the battle?" Ariana asked. "About you," Braylon said. "About losing you again. Not to another pack, but to death." Ariana stepped closer. "I'm not going to die," she said. "You can't promise that," Braylon said, echoing her words from weeks ago. "No," Ariana agreed, "but I can promise that I'll fight, and I won't go down easily." Braylon smiled slightly. "No, you won't." They stood in silence for a moment. "I need to tell you something," Braylon said finally. "What?" Ariana asked. "I'm sorry," Braylon said. "I've said it before, but I need to say it again. I'm sorry for not believing you, for not defending you, for choosing my crown over your heart." Ariana's throat tightened. "I know," she said softly. "I can't change what happened," Braylon continued. "But I want you to know, if I could go back, I would do everything differently. I would stand beside you. I would fight for you. I would choose you. Every time." Tears pricked Ariana's eyes. "Why are you telling me this now?" she asked. "Because in 3 days, we might die," Braylon said simply. "And I needed you to know. Even if you never forgive me, even if you never give me another chance, I needed you to know that loving you was the best thing I ever did, and losing you was the worst." Ariana stepped closer until they were inches apart. "You haven't lost me," she said quietly. "Not completely." Braylon's eyes widened. "What?" "I'm still here," Ariana said. "Still fighting, still trying to make this pack better. And some of that is because of you, because you changed, because you proved that people can grow." "Does that mean," Braylon started, hoping to flood his voice. "It means I'm willing to try." Ariana interrupted. "Not to be mates. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But to be partners. To build something together. To see where this goes without the bond forcing us together." Braylon looked like he might cry. "That's more than I deserve," he whispered. "Probably," Ariana agreed. "But I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for me. Because I want to see if what we had was real, or if it was just the bond." "It was real," Braylon said fiercely. "At least for me." "Then prove it," Ariana said. "Not with words, with actions. Show me every day that you choose me. Not as Luna, not as a political move, but as for me." "I will," Braylon promised. "Every single day." Ariana studied him for a long moment. Then she reached up and touched his face, gently, carefully. Braylon closed his eyes, leaning into her touch. "Don't make me regret this," Ariana whispered. "Never," Braylon said. And for the first time in months, Ariana felt something that wasn't pain or anger. She felt hope. 3 days later, Silas came. His rogue army was massive, at least 200 wolves, all battle-scarred and vicious. But the savage pack was ready. Ariana stood at the front line, her silver wolf magnificent in the dawn light. Beside her stood Braylon. Behind them, the entire pack warriors, Omegas, elders all ready to fight, not as servants and masters, but as equals. Silas emerged from the forest, his expression unreadable. "Last chance, Ariana," he called out. "Join me or die with them." Ariana shifted back, standing naked and unafraid. "I told you," she said, her voice carrying across the battlefield. "I'm on my own side, and that side protects those who can't protect themselves, even from you." Silas sighed. "Then you've chosen death." "I've chosen life," Ariana corrected. Real life. Not the twisted version you're selling. Silas nodded slowly. So be it, he said. He raised his hand, and hell broke loose. The battle was brutal. Rogues crashed against the pack's defenses like a wave. But the pack held. Ariana fought like a demon, her silver wolf tearing through rogues with lethal precision. Braylon fought beside her, watching her back, covering her flanks. They moved like they were one wolf, not two. The bond was gone, but the connection remained. Deeper, stronger. Earned, not given. Ariana saw Silas across the battlefield, fighting his way toward her. She met him in the center. They circled each other, both in wolf form. Silas was larger, older, more experienced, but Ariana had something he didn't. Purpose. She attacked first, fast and vicious. Silas countered, his movements smooth and practiced. They fought for what felt like hours. Blood stains the ground, snarls echoing through the air. Finally, Ariana found an opening. She darted beneath his guard and locked her jaws around his throat. Not to kill, but to control. Silas went still. Around them, the battle slowed as wolves saw their leader captured. Ariana held him there for a moment. Then she released him and stepped back. Silas shifted, blood trickling from his neck. "Why didn't you kill me?" he asked, genuinely confused. "Because you were right about one thing," Ariana said, shifting as well. "The system is broken. Omegas are treated unfairly. Change is needed." "Then join me," Silas said again. "No," Ariana said, "because your way creates more victims, more broken wolves, more pain. I'm going to change things the right way. Slowly, carefully, by proving that strength comes in many forms." Silas stared at her. Then he laughed. "You're either the bravest wolf I've ever met," he said, "or the most foolish." "Maybe both," Ariana admitted. Silas looked at his rogues, then back at Ariana. "This isn't over," he said. "I know," Ariana said. "But today, it is. Take your rogues and leave. Next time you come, I'll be ready." Silas nodded slowly, eyes sweeping over the pack behind her. "Not today," he said. "Not while they still believe in you, and the world will remind you of that." "I'm using it exactly as I should," Ariana countered. Silas shifted and howled once. His rogues retreated. The battle was over. The pack had won. That night, the pack gathered to celebrate. Wounds were tended. The dead were honored. And for the first time, Omegas sat beside warriors at the celebration feast. Ariana stood with Braylon on a balcony overlooking the gathering. "You did it," Braylon said quietly. "You changed everything." Ariana paused, steadying her breath. "We did it," she corrected. "This isn't just my victory." Braylon smiled. Then he reached for her hand, hesitantly, giving her the choice. Ariana looked at his hand, then at his face, and she took it. Their fingers intertwined. No bond, no magic, just a choice. "Thank you," Braylon said, "for giving me another chance." "Don't waste it," Ariana said. "Never," Braylon promised. They stood there, hand in hand, watching their pack celebrate. And Ariana's wolf whispered, "We're home." For the first time, Ariana agreed, not because of the territory, not because of the mate bond, but because she had chosen it, and that made all the difference. 6 months later, Ariana stood in the same clearing where she had been whipped, but everything was different now. The ceremonial post had been removed. In its place stood a memorial, a stone carved with the names of every Omega who had suffered under the old laws. "We will never forget," the inscription read. Ariana traced the letters with her fingers. Braylon came up beside her. "Ready?" he asked. "Yes," Ariana said. They walked together to the new council building, a structure built specifically to house the reformed pack governance. Inside, Omegas sat beside warriors, elders beside healers, equal voices, equal power. Ariana took her seat not as Luna, but as the Omega representative, the first of her kind. Braylon opened the meeting. "Today we finalize the new laws," he said. "Laws that ensure every wolf in this pack has a voice. Every wolf has value. Every wolf matters." The council voted, unanimously. The old ways were officially dead. New ways were born. That night, Ariana and Braylon walked through the territory together. They do this often now, just walking, talking, learning each other again without the bond forcing them together. Do you regret it? Braylon asked. Staying here? Fighting for this pack? Ariana thought about it. No, she said finally. This is where I'm supposed to be. Not because fate decided it, but because I chose it. Braylon smiled. And us? He asked carefully. Do you regret giving me another chance? Ariana stopped walking and turned to face him. Ask me in another 6 months, she said with a slight smile. Braylon laughed. Fair enough. Then, slowly, carefully, he leaned down, giving her time to pull away, giving her the choice. Ariana didn't pull away. She met him halfway. Their lips touched. Soft, gentle, full of possibility. When they pulled apart, Braylon's eyes were bright. I love you, he whispered. No bond, no magic, just me, loving you. Ariana's heart swelled. I'm not there yet, she admitted, but I'm getting closer. That's enough, Braylon said. That's more than enough. They continued walking, hand in hand, and above them, the moon watched, silent, knowing, approving, because Ariana Perez had done something impossible. She had taken her worst moment and transformed it into her greatest strength. She had turned betrayal into purpose, pain into power, brokenness into revolution. She was not the Omega who couldn't walk. She was the woman who learned to fly. If Ariana's journey changed something in you, if you felt every triumph, every setback, every moment of power, then you understand why Cold Blood Empire exists. Subscribe for more stories where Omegas rise, Alphas fall, and fate gets rewritten. Like this video. Comment on your favorite moment. Share with someone who needs to hear this story. Because the Empire isn't just growing, it's unstoppable. Thank you for being here. Until next time, stay cold-blooded.